It's August 9th, Tuesday, and had a good night's sleep. It rained off and on, but mostly it just dripped. Big old drips. I was in the forest right there behind me, just off this forestry service road number 52. The Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest. And it's about 6:45. Everything is wet as can be. Today's day 4 of this section. I've done about 70 miles and I have 29 miles left. So I've made good time despite all the rain. I've averaged 23 or so miles a day. And I'm real pleased with that. So what that means is if I do a 20 today, then I've only got to do a 9 on my last day. And that's exactly where I want to be. I want to come walking into town around noon, have lunch, and then see if I can check into the hotel so I can get a day and a half off. Already made reservations at the Summit Inn in Snoqualmie Pass. So day 4, might as well get on it and see how it goes. I'm going to try something a little different, and that is I'm walking down the road. Just walking out of that little spot, like 20 yards from my campsite to the road, everything's just dripping, pouring wet. So I was taking a look at the forestry service roads in the area, and there's some here to the east of the trail. Looks like it might be a little bit longer than the trail itself, but walking down this is much easier than pushing my way through all that wet vegetation. I've ordered some rain pants when I got a signal up there at the top of the mountain yesterday, talking to Dr. John, and let's see what else, another pair of gloves, and had them sent to Snoqualmie Pass from Amazon. So hopefully that'll be there when I get there. So this is a little bit longer, but it's not as higher, and I'm not sure about the water. So I'll just see how it goes. If it's not doable, then I'll just turn around and go back up. But I'm going to give it a shot. I like every now and then going on a forestry service road because of the variety. And I like how the incline, the elevation angle never gets too steep up or too steep down, and there's no big roots to trip on, and I do that every day, or rocks. And this is different. I mean, this is a little different kind of side adventure. It's yeah, it sort of shakes things up. I hope the maps are right. If so, that'll be great. I won't be drenched within the first 20 minutes. But other things could go wrong, like the road could be out, the maps could be wrong. I've had that happen before. The road could be washed out because they're not maintained. So these are just little forestry service roads. This one so far is in good shape, and there's car tracks, so that's encouraging. The spring is so cool. It comes out of these holes, like under that log. There's one, and there's the other, and then there's this larger spring over here. I don't know if it's a creek that's running down this ravine or the water just comes out of the ground. I'm going to filter it. Saw some scat not far from here, so this is a good watering hole. But it's neat how it's got its own little rivulet there, yeah. Love this cute little waterfall. See, the PCT is not the only source of water. Fortunately, we've got 2 liters. Well, this is going well for me so far. All the roads have panned out. They're in great shape. Had a forestry service truck stop. A couple of gals were in it. They asked if I was okay. I told them yeah. Asked them if they were all right. They said yeah too. I'm enjoying this walk. I think it works out to be about the same distance, maybe a little bit longer than the PCT, but it won't have as much elevation change, and the elevation's not a drastic changes. It's just gradual up and down, and it's not wet. I'm not plowing through all these wet shrubs. I'm hoping that by the time I get back on the PCT, which will be around lunchtime, I think around noon, then with no rain, a lot of that stuff will have dried out, and I can continue the rest of the day and not get soaked again. So far, so good. It's 10:30, and I've arrived at the PCT. I came up over this gap. There's a car over here. Somebody's gone hiking one way or the other. And after a while, I'll stop and have me some lunch. It's chilly. It wants to warm up, I think, but it just doesn't do it. It's going on 11. And this is the view I have. Some clouds still making their way through. Still chilly. I'm sweating and it's chilly. So there you go. It's the life of a PCT hiker. These trees are, I feel like I'm in a forest that's been replanted, you know, like 15 years ago or something. Maybe come back in 15 years and these will all be harvested. I don't have any of those huge 60-foot trees here. Everybody's about the same size. No sign of burning. A lot of stumps. So, and they're all cut, so this has been harvested. This might be owned by somebody. I don't know if I'm on a national forest or private land right now, to tell you the truth. Although it seems like I'd still be in that Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest. It might appear that I'm trashing up the place, but I'm taking a lunch break and I'm letting everything dry out. My ground cover, my tent, my rain jacket, my backpack cover, the fly on my tent, and this is a bush full of socks and handkerchiefs, because everything's soaking wet after a couple days of rain. And I'll just have lunch while that dries out. What a cool waterfall. Looks like somebody built it. Way up here. Stirrup Creek's right here. Yep. Good stuff. Too bad I don't need water. I'll get it at the next spot in about 2.3 miles. That's some good stuff. This is the largest root ball uprooting I've seen yet on the entire PCT. That thing's almost 20 feet across. Looks like a monster. And, 12 feet high, maybe more. What's on the other side? Yep. Wow. Shallow. Massive. It's my first look at Mirror Lake. It's about 1.5 miles from me. There's a group of folks behind me gonna spend the night there. I just met a southbound guy. He said a bunch of his buddies are spending the night there, so I probably won't spend the night there. I'll get some water down there, either from the inlet or the outlet, and then look to move on. What a spectacular view, though. Big mountains here in Washington. Clouds skirting along the top of them. Yakima Pass. I'm passing through Yakima Pass. It said Twilight Lake. My maps say Mirror Lake. Maybe there's another lake around here I just haven't seen yet. Man, I'm wandering through the bushes and trees. Maybe it's over there. Oh, that could be. Okay, yeah, smaller. And what do we got here? We got a little bridge. I appreciate somebody's built. I got water. Yes, I do. Doesn't look like anybody gets water from here, though. There's no paths. That would be a clear indication if they were. It's about 5 o'clock. Heading up this climb to get up to Mirror Lake. And I see this waterfall. It's really nice. A lot of these don't have any names, they're just little things, but still kind of cool. This is Mirror Lake. Some folks down there already set up camp, and some more folks just joining them. 2 different groups. And then David's around here somewhere. I think he said he's going to camp here as well. There's a bunch of folks here, and it's only 5 o'clock, so I'm gonna keep on heading up the trail. How find a spot for me. Is that home for the night?
That's home for the night.
This is David. Now, is that a tent or a bivouac?
That's a MSR Hubba tent.
Okay, it's like a personal tent.
Yeah, it's just a one-man tent.
Yeah, but still. It's got a good sized vestibule so you can put some stuff outside.
Oh yeah.
That's a nice big spot you got there. It looks a lot drier than the last time I saw you.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Thank goodness for that. Well, you got a good view.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping the sun would break out today, but it just didn't.
Nah, it tried several times.
Yeah.
There's another group of 3 just came up. You did with the ones with the dog. So they might be down there somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Well, David, have a good night.
You too.
So the PCT just follows, along the shoreline. We're not down at it, but just above it. It's pretty deep aqua color. Look at that color. Actually, you can see down into it. It's clear. It's quite clear. It's not a mirror right now because of the afternoon breezes. Man, I ended up talking myself into staying here at Mirror Lake. Kept filming it and seeing how pretty it was as I was walking by. I've got about 8 miles just is all I've got left, so I can do that tomorrow morning easy. Might as well have a stop. I've had a tough few days, so I'm just gonna relax here and call it an early night. There's some folks down at the other end. I bet it'd be beautiful if we had a sunset to go with this. I'm letting my sleeping bag air out. It wasn't really wet, but I'm sure it got damp. And then first thing in the morning, of course, I watered up into a tight ball and put in a compression sack. So I'm just letting it air out. And got my tent set up. I had dinner early, around 4:30 or so. And so I'm just going to spend the rest of the night relaxing. This has been a tough section for me. 99 miles, the rain, cold, the weather hasn't been good except for the first day. The weather was good. Today it didn't rain and nothing bad happened, so that's good. I've done about 21 miles or so. I put myself in a good position to just get up tomorrow morning and knock out the rest of this climb and then head on down the hill to Snoqualmie Pass, which is a huge snow skiing resort in area. I gotta spend a couple nights. I've already got a reservation at the Summit Inn. So I'll just rest up there, get my food package and some stuff I ordered from Amazon. And then I've only got 3 sections left to go. But I'm real pleased to have this major section just about done. It's one of the longer ones. And so, 99 miles, it's a big chunk. My food, I had a little extra food left over, but not too crazy bad. It could have, I was expecting, the possibility that it would be over 5 days, just in case the weather slowed me down. But I got a big jump with a 26 on the first day, and that put me in a good position. And I just kind of forced my way through the 2 rainy days. And then today, just took it easy and wasn't, you know, I got over 20 miles by 5, so I'm taking a break and I'm just going to enjoy this. It's beautiful. I think I'll just sit here until it gets dark. Well, maybe not that late, but the color of this water is just incredible. This deep aqua blue, kind of reminds me of the old aftershave aqua velva.